Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Vampire Team Development. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume it's not because you want to run vampires in League. I'm going to assume it's because as humans we have a natural propensity to be interested in disasters. You know, it's why everybody slows down when they see an accident on the side of the road, or why people watch the news is because we're kind of drawn to bad things. I'm hoping it's out of some kind of self-preservation, like, ooh, danger, need to look, need to learn. Well, we're here. We're looking at vampires, and I'm not saying it's a car crash, but it's a car crash. Let's have a look at how to develop your team in League. So you've taken the Fangs challenge. Vampires just got hurt in this edition. They lost cool stuff and they gained nothing. However, vampires are essentially gone. That team is gone. That team where had cool dudes that could throw but every now and again would eat a dude, that is gone. You are now faced with a team of strength 4 berserkers. So reskin the team. These are not the vampires of old. These are feral vampires. These are Strigoi vampires. These may even be, and I like the way of thinking this about the team, imagine that the vampires are actually some kind of bloodthirsty demon, and the Thralls are their kind of cult people. This team makes a lot more sense, so that's how we're going to restructure it. Vampire berserkers. You get 0 to 6 on a team, 110k, movement 6, strength 4, agility 2+, passing 3+, armor 9+, animal savagery, hypnotic gaze, and regeneration, and they get AGS on the reg. So you can do an absolute ton with these guys, but the thing you have to be aware of is that they've got animal savagery. Animal savagery works like this. If you want to do something, you have to roll a dice. On a 4+, you do that thing and it is fine. Less than a 4, and if they are unassisted, if they are standing on their own, they just lose it. They just stare into the sky. They are so angry, they sit down on the floor and they sulk. They lose their tackle zone, nothing else happens. That's it, they're done. Thank you very much, see you next turn. If they're standing next to a friendly player, they punch them out of frustration. Then they carry on doing their action. So if you fail the roll and there's a friendly character next door, that character gets knocked down and you roll for armor. If you've got Mighty Blow and stuff like that, you can apply it and your opponent's going to be rolling this. But then you carry on as normal. So if you've got someone next to the vampire, it will always do what you want it to do. It just might cost someone their life. If it's a block or a blitz action, you get to add 2. So it's a 2+ to that roll if you're going to blitz or block, but it's a 4+ otherwise. So you can you will always be able to do what you want to do as long as there is someone next door to get punched. And it is slightly better in that now you roll armor and then roll injury. Before you just bit a thrall and then roll straight for the injury. So it was either stunned, knocked out, or whatever. Now you're going to be doing it 3 times more likely, but you've got to roll armor, and the thralls are armor 8+. So it's weird. You're going to be rolling 2 to 3 times more likely, but it is going to be, what is it? 50%, 44% less likely to work. So haven't figured out the maths on it. Ultimately, it gives you a really interesting scenario where you've got these absolute pro players. Strength 4, agility 2+. This is an Ag boosted Chaos Warrior. Alright, this is good times. But you're going to have to corral them and surround them with victims. Vampires can now punch each other, and given that they've got regeneration and armor 9+, it might not be the worst. So let's have a look at skills. I think Pro is going to save you so much. So Pro now gets used by a player on the turn. During their activation, this player may attempt to re-roll 1 dice. This dice may have been rolled either as a single die roll or as part of a multiple dice roll or as part of a die pool, but cannot be a dice that was rolled as part of armor, injury or casualty. Roll a d6. On a 3+, that die can be re-rolled. On a 1 or 2, it can't. So I'm thinking animal savagery. You fail, you use Pro. On a 3+, you get to roll it again. It's just going to increase the chance of you not murdering stuff. Now, however, if you don't want to go that route, block and dodge are both fantastic skills for these guys. Let's reframe them. They're agility 2+, and they're passing 3+, but they're not throwers. They are, however, star blitzers. That is the best way to think about the vampire team now. It is a team that has 3, 4, 5 or 6 star blitzers, but just really, really angry ones, okay? Drinking human blood is just like steroid. These guys have got roid rage forever. So having pro is going to keep them way more reliable. Then you've got some tier 2 skills down here. Guard, Mighty Blow, Frenzy, Sidestep are all going to be really great for you. But I think you start with Pro, Block is going to increase your reliability, and so is Dodge. Pro, Block, Dodge, and you are absolutely winning. And you're going to start to get that feel of, oh, this vampire team is sweet. Because it's going to work more often. And when it's working, this team is going to feel sweet. And I think vampires may not be as bad as we thought. So my intro may have been a bit of hyperbole on this channel. Imagine that. Right, other cool stuff. Leader and on the ball. These guys have got P on doubles. Leader's going to help with rerolls. The more rerolls you got, the more chance you've got of just doing what you want to do. On the ball is going to help as well when they throw and just to collect the ball. Realistically though, it's going to be a really interesting team to go with. I also recommend jump up as a skill, because if a vampire is going to punch another vampire, having jump up is going to keep that other vampire in the winning in the game. And yes, you don't really want to be rolling armor against your guys too much, but with armor 9+ and regeneration, you've got good odds at staying okay. It's better to punch a Thrall, obviously, but if you're going to punch a vampire with jump up, you're probably just going to knock him down, and jump up's going to mean it doesn't matter at all. So, risky game, but it might be a cunning strategy. And the second piece to this puzzle is the Thrall linemen, or cultists as I like to think about them. They are pretty basic players. Movement 6, strength 3, agility 3+, passing 5+, armor 8+, no skills, primary G, and secondary AS. So, not great armor, not great passing. But movement 6, strength 3, ag 3+ for a 40k piece is going to do most of the stuff you want it to do. Strength 3 is fine. Agility 3+ is basically as good as most teams get. Poor Khemri players. So Thralls are going to be absolutely fine. If you take a team of Thralls, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to do stuff. It used to be that because they were Thralls, they had to be bitten by a vampire. Now the vampires can actually just wander around punching each other. Cartoon Networky a bit, but yeah, okay, we're going to be wandering around punching each other. The Thralls can kind of stay out of it. But I do recommend you use your Thrall linemen as the linemen, and you use your vampires as the blitzers. You use some Thralls to tag your blitzers around and just make sure that they activate, so hunting your vampires in packs, hunting with your vampires in packs, don't go vampire hunting, although I think there may be a witch hunter team somewhere along Blood Bowl. I've got a feeling. Anyway, giving them a random general is going to be the best thing for you. There are so many useful skills here. None of them are going to really be bad. The kind of ones you want to get, block, wrestle, are lovely. Sure Hands is going to give you a ball carrier that will not lose his stuff and just attack somebody. Dirty Player is going to be useful because you've got strength, you've got blocks, you're going to be knocking people down, and a cheeky dude to wander along and just put the boot in with +1 is going to be great. Any lineman getting Dirty Player is going to be good times. Kick is also going to be fantastic. This team doesn't have the speed to swoop in and take advantage of a messed up kick. What it does do is by pinning half of your opponent's team at the back, it gives you a greater opportunity to bring all 11 of yours against the 6 or 7 of them that are left in the front, giving you the numbers advantage, and then you can start making some really solid actions with your vampires. If a vampire is in base contact with someone, it's only failing Animal Savagery on a 2+. So having those guys there in the mix, in the brawl, they are going to be having a superb time. They're going to be happy. They're going to send you thank you cards. They're just going to have a great day. Bear that in mind. With the Thralls, the other thing you can do is save up with every one of them and take jump up for the same reasons I said with the vampires. However, with armor 8+, it is going to be breaking the armor 44% of the time, so 44% of the time that jump up isn't going to work, and 12 SPP is a long way to save when you are being smacked in the face by your friends on the regular. So I do think that the Thralls are not meant to be in the game for very long, so taking a random general to just make the most of them while they're there is probably going to be the best way to do it. Stats wise, I wouldn't worry about it with Thralls. Vampires, you could definitely have a look at it, but I think going for pro and then maybe saving up for a stat could be good. I don't think that moving 7 over moving 6 is going to make that much of a difference, or at least to say it's not going to make 18 SPPs worth of difference. I'd rather take pro and mighty blow, or pro and block by that point. I just think that's going to make your team more efficient. Then maybe saving up down the line for extra movement is going to be sweet, because after all, the only way to get a movement 8 vampire is to start off by getting a movement 7 one. So saving the SPPs on that for skills 4 and 5 could be exotically dangerous. Anyway, vampires, interesting team. There's actually some stuff here that I fancy, but you've really got to reskin it in your head. These are angry beasts now. They're not the vampires of old. They are pro blitzers with anger issues. And you know what? It's going to bring a unique challenge to Blood Bowl, so that's pretty exciting. I'm going to wrap up now. Please let me know what you think of vampires in this edition. Hopefully you're in agreement with me that there's an angle here that makes this team quite interesting to play. I'm going to disappear, and we'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the show even further, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or come and join us in our Patreon, link below, where you get early access to our content and monthly competitions. See you later.